Howdy, we are Capstone Team 24. With me today are my team members Tahir Galvez and Tien Nguyen. My name is Killen Lewis, and today we're going to be presenting our capstone project for the past year, which is Maroon and White Leadership Application. Um, and Tien is going to talk a little bit about who the Maroon and White Leadership Organization are and the app that we've developed.
So Maroon White is a leadership program at A&M that develops leaders as they discover their identity, utilizing the self-reflection and coaching. Leadership projects and coaches are matched based on their respective applications, which was previously accomplished through an manual revision by the advising staff. Our solution improves the accuracy and efficiency of the matching the leadership project and coaches through a online application using machine learning technology.
And so after the participants have been admitted to the Maroon and White Leadership Program, some of the initial steps in getting the information from those participants is filling out a Google form. So to show you an example of what the participants would be sent, this is the fellow coach matching form that they receive on day 2 of being admitted. So here, participants would enter their email, name, and then their role that they're trying to be assigned in the organization. So for example, we just created a test user and we're going to fill out the form. So some of the questions first starting off is the challenge and critical reflection section. So this will be important later when we're actually determining the matches. But to give you a brief summary, this is where the students decide, what kind of leader or student they would like to receive for the program, and then they'll fill out the responses and continue over to the next section, which is competence and learning. They tell us a little bit more about themselves, what field of study background they come from, and then some statements to agree and disagree by just to kind of place them on a scale. And also, would they be preferred, or would they prefer to be matched with someone of similar or different tastes? And then lastly, the last section is compatibility and relationship, where the participants fill in a little bit more about themselves in a free response format. And after completing these sections, they go ahead and submit the form. I'm not going to submit this because this will actually be used in the real data, but you get an idea of how this process works. So afterwards, we head over to our application where Tahir can tell us a little bit about what is going on.
So when a user first goes to our website, they'll be prompted with a login page. Anybody can go ahead and create an account, but the account will need to be approved by a current admin before they can access the application. As you will see in a bit, there are two types of users. Regular users, which can just view the results of our matching algorithm, or administrators, which can approve all other accounts as well as run the actual algorithm.
So for demo purposes, I'm going to log in with my account. It's under TAMU affiliated email address, which has administrator privileges. So once we log in, we're going to be faced with a landing page that tells just a little bit of information about how to navigate the site. So here's just our landing page. And then if we head over to our settings immediately, we can see a list of users that are pending approval and also the other administrators in the system. So here was the account that I just created, and you can see it's pending approval. So we'll go ahead and make this a user, and we can also delete the account if needed. Among other things, we can see a list of students from our database and mentors, and also search by name if we need. So for example, we can search for Susan or Aiden, and we get the name and a little bit more information about that person. Once we've determined that all the users have filled out the form and that we are ready to proceed with the matchings, an administrator will go to the settings account or settings tab, excuse me, and they will proceed to use the weights on the sliders to assign how much a section is worth. So in that form that we had previously shown you, we went over some of the sections, and depending on how the administrator feels about the group and what they believe to be the best weights for each of the sections, this will determine how the mentors and proteges are matched. So if you believe that compatibility and relationship, if you got very good feedback for these sections, you might want to put this on a higher weight than the others. And so we can go ahead and run the matching algorithm. And this will take just a few seconds because as we speak, the website is sending a post request to another server on Heroku and generating the matches through some of our machine learning techniques. And the matches are being returned in a JSON over to the stats page. So if we head to the stats page, we can see a list of coaches and fellows that have been matched together depending on the weights that we have just assigned. And also at the top, we have a nice couple of graphics showing the overall personality traits of the group. So this is a Big Five or OSHA model. This is a psychology standard for determining personality types. And we used in our application to assess a personality type from the free response section of the matching form. So in our pool, we had about 13 people who represented the personality type for agreeableness, and so on and so forth. And we can also see a breakdown between coaches and students. Furthermore, if we go down to our coaches and fellows, we have an equally distributed list of coaches and fellows, even though there were only 7 coaches in the overall grouping and 19 students in the group. So a couple of the coaches will have many fellows that they are paired with, but not vice versa. Should there be more coaches than students in the group, the same will happen where the coaches will be padded to match the exact length of the fellows so that there shouldn't be any errors there. If we wanted to see the feedback, so say for example we have Susan Nicole match with Emily Page, and we want to see the type of feedback that Susan would like to receive, we can go over our search tab, search for Susan, and understand that our preference for feedback is phone and text. So this was something specifically requested by the sponsor. They requested that they contact the participants through their feedback style, and so here's how they do that. Alrighty, well, thank you so much. This concludes our presentation for the Maroon White Leadership application. We hope you found this very informative and like what you saw.